WrestleMania 38 was magical and historical. It had it all. It had it all for WrestleMania. From the amazing matches to the entertaining and funny bits of the show to the debuts and special entrances, even the unexpected and unbelievable moments that happened on the show, and finally even the celebrity matches were amazingly done. Everything that was fit into this WrestleMania, the WrestleMania 38, just made the whole 78,000, 75,000, it just made the fans invested. I mean, most of the time, I guess. I mean, this year's WrestleMania was in Dallas, Texas at the AT&T Stadium, and after 2 long years, we got the full capacity crowd at WrestleMania. No limitations, no storm, nothing that could stop us from having a great time. It was nothing that we expected, and that was the beauty of it. But why? Why was WrestleMania 38 so great? So let's talk about it. Got to see Cody Rhodes returning, Bianca Belair's Raw Women's Championship coronation, Stone Cold Steve Austin main eventing WrestleMania after 19 years, Pat Mafee versus Austin Theory, Johnny Knoxville playing jackass with Sami, and the biggest match in the WrestleMania history between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, the title unification match. First of all, we gotta talk about the amazing return of the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Oh, a surprise opponent of Seth Rollins didn't disappoint one bit. Even though we knew that it was him, I'm pretty sure each and every one of you had that feeling. Is it actually Cody? Is it actually going to be Cody? Because when you talk about WWE, you never really are 100% sure about anything. There is Seth Rollins in the ring, waiting for his opponent, throws his jacket out of the ring, and then boom! Fireworks. Mad fireworks. And you hear it. Wrestling has more than one royal family. Adrenaline in my soul. Cody mother freaking Rhodes is at WrestleMania 38, baby, let's go! And the fans were so ecstatic. I mean, understandably, and Cody himself, he was soaking it all in, as he should. I mean, after 6 long years building himself a main event character, there he is. He's back home. And to return to WWE with no changes to his character whatsoever, I mean, you don't really see that in the WWE, especially doing it at WrestleMania against Seth freaking Rollins, who you know is really important to the WWE. Like, he is a WWE guy. He did 100% felt pretty great about it. And the match you ask? Goddamn right, it can't be a Seth Rollins bad match. And this time, especially with Cody, you knew it was gonna be a classic, and it was. Especially knowing the fact that they called the match on the fly. It was awesome that we got to see the tribute of his father. Dusty, he 100% felt really good about that on the grandest stage of them all. And then he hit 3 crossroads for the 1, 2, 3. Cody pinned one of the best wrestlers WWE has. So you know Vince is hot on Cody. It was exciting to see Cody having a great time and enjoying himself and get his WrestleMania moment. Also, Logan had an unexpected showing against the Mysterios. I mean, I knew he was athletic, but didn't expect for him to actually be that good. The mocking of Eddie Guerrero was a nice touch though, and he just is a natural heel, and I'm pretty sure he knows that 100%. To be fair, I didn't really expect the Miz turning on him. This is definitely not the end of Logan Paul in WWE, so I'm happy to see what happens next. Oh boy, Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair put on a classic for the Raw Women's Championship. First of all, their entrances freaking ruled so hard. Like, Becky Lynch came on in a suit, had someone open the door for her just to show the diva that she is. And Bianca Belair had the Texas Southern University marching band sang the instrumental of her entrance music. It was so iconic. And then the match. The match, holy hell. For me, this and the Cody versus Seth was the match that stole the show. And Becky's new look is fucking amazing too. We gotta talk about that. It actually fits so well into the story. The moments that were the best in my opinion from this match was obviously the 450 splash from the middle rope, and then Becky manhandle slam, which, let's be real, is just a rock bottom. But yeah, she hits that on the ringside stairs. Bianca almost got counted out, but not. The finish though, the finish was so smooth and you got the fans cheering so much as Bianca hit that KOD on Bianca to become the Raw Women's Champion. I'll just let you see it for yourself. It was a really smooth finish.
One more will certainly do it. Whoa! Belair! Horse up, Blitz! No!
Congrats to the EST of the WWE for having consecutive coronations at WrestleMania last year when she beat Sasha Banks to become the new SmackDown Women's Champion, and this year at WrestleMania, again at WrestleMania 38, to become the new Raw Women's Champion when she beat Becky. Drew McIntyre vs Baron was alright. I mean, Drew was the first ever superstar to kick out at the end of days, and obviously he beat Corbin after that. Wait, something else happened. Oh yeah, Drew tried to literally cut Madcap Moss in half, but instead he broke the ring ropes. I mean, that was the best to come out of that match. Charlotte versus Ronda. Trust me when I say this, it was really, I seriously mean this, really forgettable and bad. I mean, the finish was awful. I know they want to draw some eyes into the product after WrestleMania, so at WrestleMania Backlash, but still guys, for me Ronda should have won. That's it. Even if she doesn't want to be there anymore, I really can't take another Charlotte feud, man. It's just so boring. She needs to change that goddamn character. Alright, main event time. Kevin Owens opens the KO show, still talking trash about Stone Cold Steve Austin, and then he has enough and you hear it. The Texas Rattlesnake is in the building for the biggest pop of the night. His entrance never gets old, man. It never gets old. And you know, because it's WrestleMania, he had to take a ride on his ATV around the ring. So yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin gets in the ring, gets mad and destroys the KO show set, and it began. The best moment of the WrestleMania 38 both nights. I don't even care, nothing topped this. Stone Cold had the fans in his hand and it was amazing. The what chance? I've been missing this, man. I've been missing this so much. And then Kevin Owens puts on the challenge on the table. Steve Austin against Kevin Owens on a no holds barred match. You know what Steve Austin did? He asked the fans if they wanted to see him beat the sack of shit that KO is. Give him a hell yeah. And the crowd went mad. So there we are, history right there, as Steve Austin competes in his first match after 19 years. What are we living in, man? What world are we living in? Wow! It was a straight up brawl. They just beat the hell out of each other and Steve Austin was actually taking bumps. This wasn't just a stunner pin beer type match. Nah. It was actually a match. Stone Cold put KO through a table that KO actually set up. KO got splashed with beer in his face whilst on the announce table by the Texas Rattlesnake. And from there it just became magical, man. KO stunned Steve Austin, but only for a 2 count, and he got mad, got outside of the ring, got a chair, and tried to end the Texas Rattlesnake. Missed with the chair, hitting the top rope, which made the chair ricochet into his face, letting the Texas Rattlesnake hit him with a stunner for a 1, 2, 3. Stone Cold Steve Austin's last match happened where his first happened, in Dallas, Texas. And it was awesome, man. We then just got a beer fest, man. A full-on beer party. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Baron Saxon got invited though for a chug of beer and got stunned. Just the usual Baron. But he sold that like a motherfucker, and I'm for real though. He sold that better than more than half of the roster. Night 2 had a hard task at hand, beating Night 1. Night 1 was truly stupendous. The game Triple H saying his thank yous to the WWE Universe and leaving his boots in the middle of the ring. It was actually an emotional moment though. This symbolizes the fact that we're never gonna see Triple H, the King of Kings, wrestle again. He then opened the WrestleMania Sunday with some big pyros going around. The Raw Tag Team Championship match was really good actually. It was kinda quick, but it started off the show well, warmed the crowd for what was going to be another great WrestleMania night. They hit an amazing springboard RKO on Montez Ford, and just about then Gable tried to jump on Orton but then got hit with an RKO out of nowhere for 1, 2, 3. RK Bros are still your Raw Tag Team Champions. Amos versus Bobby Lashley was what it was supposed to be, a quick match with finishers basically, so quite like a Goldberg match, and it didn't disappoint. I mean, the right guy won. Bobby Lashley beats Amos after a spear, which makes him the first one to beat Amos in the WWE, which this gives Lashley kind of the momentum after the injury, and it actually makes him look really strong. I'll tell you right now that the Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville and Pat Mafee against Austin Theory were the MVPs of night 2. Absolute greats, man. Sami and Johnny Knoxville had what I'm calling it to be an anything goes jackass match. The match was full of funny moments, man, and Sami went through a table full of mousetraps. Party Boy showed up as well, and he went full on party mode. Guy took away his clothes and was literally left in his underwear. Wee-Man slammed Sami in what made it feel better than Hulk Hogan slamming Andre the Giant. Finally, Johnny got Sami trapped in a gigantic mousetrap for the win. Bro, this is so good. I was like, what the freak am I watching here? Kudos to Sami for selling the shit out of that match. I must say, I was thoroughly sports entertained. Another awesome moment that happened is a women's championship match in which Sasha Banks and Naomi won the women's championship, and I mean, finally the tag teams are coming in hot. Like we got a lot of good tag teams on both men and females. But yeah, Sasha Banks breaking her WrestleMania curse streak was really good. Finally, let's have Sasha win her next 5 WrestleMania matches. Hopefully she'll be there for the next 5 WrestleMania matches so that she can equal the bad streak. Edge vs AJ Styles was expected to be an absolute classic. The entrances were so fire, man, especially for Edge. Brood Edge got me feeling in all sorts of ways, man. And even AJ Styles got bloody before the match even begun at the entrance, so yeah. But not for real though, the match was awesome. It was a full-on great wrestling match that you expect to see from both AJ and Edge. The Ministry of Darkness, Edge, is coming back as it seems, because we saw Damian Priest kinda screwed out AJ. I mean, he was going for the phenomenal forearm, but then he saw Damian Priest and then he took a little bit longer and then he went for the phenomenal forearm and Edge caught him with a spear for the freak count. And now this new Edge faction is starting to form. I'm really excited to see how it will be. What other superstar will take part in this faction? So happy we get in this, because we do really miss the master that is heel Edge. The show just got better and better because we got the gem of the show, Pat Mafee versus Austin Theory with Vince McMahon at ringside. Yo, it was fucking amazing. It was outstandingly good, man. And yo, I gotta tell you guys, the entrance was so sick for Pat Mafee, and he's so over, it's unbelievable. He's more over than half the roster. He's more over than freaking 70% of WWE's baby faces, man. Like, and the match, oh god, for the people that haven't seen the Pat Mafee against Adam Cole match, just watch this. It was so stupid yet so great at the same time considering the finish. Pat did his amazing moonsault from the top rope into the running suplex. I mean, my explanation isn't the best, so I'll just let you watch this and appreciate the greatness that is Pat Mafee.
Here a couple jabs into the abdomen of McAfee. Lands on his Theory, not sure what to do. Hold on, are you kidding me? That was sick.
After Pat won with a roll-up pin from Theory's finisher, the mind-blowing thing happened. Pat challenged the big boss Vince to a match, and the crazy man accepted. Vince looks freaking jacked as well, man. Oh my god. The match started and Austin attacks Pat Mafee. Then the bell rings. Vince obviously beats Pat Mafee. Then the unthinkable happens. For the second night in a row, Texas Rattlesnake showed up in Dallas, Texas at the AT&T Stadium again. The man came in, gave a stunner to the other Austin, and checked the beer with Vince, only to hit him with a stunner. For boy, oh boy, the stunner. That stunner was a complete challenger to Linda McMahon's Stone Cold kicked Vince in the stomach and tried to go for the stunner, but the old man bounced to the ropes. When he got him in the stunner, Vince just collapsed like he literally died there. I mean, Pat Mafee then got invited to chug a beer with Austin, only to receive a stunner and sell it like the best ever. We also got the best Pat Mafee gif ever with him chugging a beer on the floor. It was iconic. The main event, the greatest match in the history of WrestleMania, the title, the unification match. In my opinion, it was alright. I actually feel like Roman Reigns actually got injured during the match. They can't build the match up that much just to have Roman win it that simply. I mean, yeah, they had that spear into the barricade angle, but at the end of the day, it was just a finisher fist, which we knew we will get, but at least build up the match a bit. Let us believe in the match. Let us think that Roman or Brock might win. Give Brock power. Give Roman power. Let them feel like anyone could win this, you know? There was also no Usos interferences, no Heyman story, no one went through the table, nothing. Just that barricade angle. There are loads of Superman punches, and Brock actually only hit one F5. Then Roman won after escaping from an F5 and hit the cowboy with a spear. That's it. 1, 2, 3. The unified champion, Roman Reigns. Seriously? I mean, I'm pretty sure there was more to come, but Roman was seriously injured after the Kimura lock, or maybe a move before that, but he had to have been. I mean, I've seen Roman's shoulder. It looked bad, to be fair. I mean, it looked seriously injured, seriously bad. Hopefully Roman Reigns is not seriously injured, because he's our tribal chief, man. He's our head of the table. We want to see him actually dominate. I'm really interested to see what happens next. Will the championships be merged into one? Will they bring back the big gold belt? That's what we'll find out next, and we're so happy to see it, man. All in all, WrestleMania 38 two-night event was great. Absolutely entertainment at its finest. The 78,000 fans had a blast. Still, the best moments for me remain the Cody return and the Stone Cold match. Pat Mafee versus Austin Theory is up there too. It was a really cool segment match, whatever you want to call it. But the best match of both nights, in my opinion, it has to be Bianca Belair against Becky Lynch. It was awesome. We didn't get any big returns that were rumors, so The Rock or Bray Wyatt. But I hope you guys had a blast weekend. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of this year's WrestleMania two-night event. Who do you think Cody would feud with next? And is he going to be perceived as a main eventer? Maybe he will go for one of the championships. Also, let me know your favorite match or segment from this year's WrestleMania. And thank you a lot for staying up until the end of this video. This video is kinda long, so I must say thank you guys. You guys are the real MVPs. I appreciate the most that you guys are watching. I hope you guys have a great one and stay safe, guys. I love you. Peace out.